Longtime viewers of my channel will know that I've been playing Grand Peace Online since it was released over a year ago, and I have played through every update and I've watched the game grow and transform as new items, islands, and other features were added. The game has definitely come a long way, but there are still people who claim that the game peaked at Update 0. So to clarify, Update 0 is the term given to the game on its initial release before even the first update was released. Back then, there was no Skype here, and the strongest boss in the game was Gorilla King, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been Arlong, but I think the highest level one was Gorilla King. There was no arena and no trade hub, so the game was fairly empty. However, a lot of people preferred it like this. To them, they saw the limited space as a good thing, as it brought players together and led to more player-on-player interaction. Furthermore, the game felt new, and there was the occasional game-wide mystery like the Furyu gem. Alucard was still a thing, and community groups like the Marines were at their height. But with that being said, the game was far from perfect. Finding another player to 1v1 in a fight could be time consuming, as you often had to either look for someone or hope to find somebody at Shellstown. There was also a lack of content to an extent. Being the first update, there wasn't much for new players to do, and after a while, everyone was pretty much on the same level, looking for more stuff to really just do. I mean, the content was that limited. Devil fruits were also considerably harder to obtain, and while some people think this is a good thing because it meant that they were rarer, a lot of people just wanted to play with their favorite fruit and they just couldn't get it, as the only way to efficiently farm devil fruits was to ship farm without a notifier, of course. The notifier game pass was still a thing back then, but I mean, who could really drop that much money on a Roblox game pass? Now that I've laid out most of the arguments for both sides, I think it's time I shared my opinion. I think, to an extent, Update 0 was good. However, I do think that people who played on release do look back through somewhat rose-colored glasses, and it can be hard to remember the boring moments, as the exciting moments and all the good things tend to stand out more. Besides, if you've been playing since release, there's a fairly high chance you become at least somewhat bored of the game. I personally think the current update is still better than Update 0, I just think the content simply isn't comparable. I mean, Update 0 was fun, and I liked how the community almost created content for itself, but even that pales in comparison to the sheer amount of stuff there is in GPO currently. On top of that, as a big fan of arena mode and how it helps to facilitate a quick, fair 1v1 arena match, I personally wouldn't want to go back to not having that. On the other hand though, I do think there are some lessons to be learnt from Update 0. Update 0's core positive attribute was that it felt new and fresh, and it also helped to facilitate player-to-player interactions. And how can this be translated into a practical update to the current game? That's a great question. I think incentivizing players to actually work together and explore new areas would be a nice addition. However, the exact specifics of how to go about adding this into GPO currently, I'm not too sure on. I think that would really have to be a decision made by the devs. This was done somewhat well though in the recent Alabaster update, and I do have high hopes for Update 5 and the new Valentine's Day dungeon. I do think that an element of risk should be added back into the game though, as it can feel a bit boring when everything feels a little bit too easy. I think bringing back this feeling of exploration to the game would be really transformative for the experience, and personally I would love to, play through a new update where everything is new and fresh and it feels exciting and PvP is fixed and everything's wonderful. Although I can't be sure if this is the real genuine analysis, or if I too am looking back on the update with a level of nostalgia. That being said, it would be great to hear your thoughts on this topic. Did you play the game all the way back in Update 0? If so, what were your thoughts back then? And do you think it was really as good as we remember? Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to check them out. With that being said, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. And as always, I hope you have a great day, evening, or over time, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.